G'day guys, Troy K here and welcome to another episode of K Brothers Pythons. How was that olive special, hey? Awesome, wasn't it? I love working on those critters, hey? Anyway, seeing as though that was so well received, Dan, in all his wisdom, you know, he's decided he wanted to go through, do a bit of a, not so much a special, but a bit of an insight into some of his blackheads, some of his projects. So, you know, welcome to a black-headed python heavy episode of K Brothers Pythons. Enjoy.
Thanks, Troy, for that glorious intro. So now that we've got that olive app out of the way, I'll show you some real snakes, as I usually do. Some black-headed pythons. Now we're going to start with this, the original black-headed python that we got. I was 21, so that's a long time ago. I'm 34 this year. This is our big Dejara female. Now, it's breeding time here, guys. I usually don't get animals out around breeding time. You don't want to upset them, you know, they're in their groove. You don't want to upset anything, especially because that's what you do as breed pythons. But we'll drag her out for you because she's a fairly big girl. Come on, Dale. Now we've had her for, as I said, since I was 21, so that's, I'm crap at maths, but it's a fair few years, but she's a very big animal. We'll go a bit wider on her and get the size of her. Lovely big girl. This will be the 9th year we've been breeding her this year, and she's the original founder animal of a lot of the animals in this room. Majority of the black-headed pythons in this room have been bred by us or me over the years, and they've been held back, and we're actually up to some of her great-granddaughters and great-grandsons, so things are looking interesting. So that's the big Dejara girl, and I'm going to go through and show you a few of the animals that she's produced over time, and a few of the projects that we're up to now. We'll go straight to this female here. Now this is what we call the white girl. Descriptive, she's kind of white, you know, she's just not black. This is actually one of the first blackheads we bred out of that female that I just showed you. Actually, that girl that I just showed you, she's bred every year. This will be the 10th year in a row if we can get her to breed, so fingers crossed. That's all you can do at this point, everything's been done. But this girl's a different story. This is a nightmare to breed. She was, she'd appeared normal as a hatchling. She was fairly light, you know, a little bit different, but relatively normal. Around the age of 2.5 years of age, she changed. That's why you call them colour changes. Some people call them calicos, but colour change is probably a bit more relevant because they do change colour. We've only bred her once, which is frustrating to say the least. But she's looking prime this year. I mean, it's hard to see from that angle, but I'll show you a few lots later on. But she's fairly wide. Follicles are growing, everything's going right. So fingers crossed this year we should be able to pump some good animals out of her. We've got her son paired to her this year. So if we can breed her again, it should be some interesting offspring from an interesting pairing. But I'll go through and I'll show you some of her offspring, which are the next generation. Did you like that? Well, these are some of her offspring. Now, the top girl you've seen before, she's an Ocellate female, so I won't go too much into detail on her. And as I said before, we're not dragging any animals out because it's breeding time, we don't want to upset things, but I can open glass. Now, as I said, this is the next generation, so as you can see, that girl before, she had a little bit of gold on its head. It wasn't gold anymore because of the colour change, changed it to more of a pink. But this is one of her offspring. We've got 4 offspring from her. So this girl will be paired to a reduced pattern male, which I will actually drag out and show you. He's in shed, as a lot of these things are. They're pre-breeding shed. So it's a terrible time to film, but it is what it is. There he is here. I can touch him obviously because he's not producing follicles, being a boy. Got to be careful with him, so I don't want to upset any of his skin underneath his old shed. But that's the male that'll be paired with this female here. And I say reduced pattern, it was more so reduced pattern as a hatchling, more noticeable. On the back there was no pattern, but as it got older it got a little bit darker. But the interesting thing with this thing is, you know, this is 3 years old and it's still fairly light on the other side. When it sheds, I'll get some updated film for you guys so you can have a look at it, see it in all its glory. But this boy is paired with this female here. So this will be the next generation. We haven't as yet bred this female. We've bred the Ocellate, we've bred a few of the other girls here, but this female just didn't go the other year. We had a few complications with temps. which is just the game. But yeah, so this is the next generation. I'll show you the girl that's below here. She's got underneath this tub down the bottom here. Lighting is a bit horrible, and as I said, she's in shed, but we'll do what we do. Now, come on, I won't drag her out. But this is the gold. This boy bites actually, so I better watch my fingers. Come here, darling. I'll just take the head out here. As you can see down there, she's in shed here. But that's with the gold. The interesting thing with the gold is, I mean, obviously it started with a little bit just under its chin. But as you can see, the gold flows through into the body pattern. Now this animal here has got no black on it whatsoever. It's fairly, starting to get a little bit of age on it now. She's going to be about 4, I suppose. But bred her last year, didn't have a lot of success. But this year she's paired to a nice colour change of male. So fingers crossed for some good offspring. Back you go, Dale. So on we go to more blackheads. Okay guys, well here's another generation. This is a granddaughter to the original Dejara female that we showed you at the beginning. Excuse my back guys. This is a striped Ocellate female, gold obviously as well. They seem to be the trend at the moment, so we'll talk a little bit about this female. She, as I said, she's a granddaughter to the original Dejara female. Now she'll be paired to another striped Ocellate this year to try and accentuate some more of that pattern. A lot more can be done with that. We're still in the early stages of every line-bred animal in this room. It's only the beginning, so more and more generations will produce more and more special animals. We keep these on shredded paper, you'll see here as well. I mean, black-headed pythons aren't a burrowing species, but essentially they do like to burrow. They feel safer in a substrate they can get under. So if you're breeding any sort of animal, the idea is to replicate what it would be to the wild to a degree. That's easy to clean and to make the film comfortable with the surroundings. So that's our next generation girl there. I'll go through now guys and I'll show you a few hatchlings of a few of the next generations we're up to at the moment.
Alright, blackhead heavy episode, so far so good. Little sideline project that Den's working on. These things here, absolutely insane. I might get nailed here yet guys, so
hope so.
Hang on. Now this is a little WA black line that Den's been working on. Absolutely stunning project. Early stages of the project. But he is expecting some cool things to come from these projects. Another girl down here. So again, WA black line. If we can just move her gently, see if we can't find another one tucked away. Yeah, guys, I just come here, sweetheart. I just moved this girl for you just so you can see the boy that he's using. Stunning little black boy there. Again, WA line. So yeah, one of Den's little sideline projects. Very cool little project indeed. Anyway, let's get back to it and see where he's up to.
Alright, so here's some hatchling guys. This is where we're starting it up to with the next generations. They're similar to what they are, but they're slowly progressing. This is a striped Ocellate male. I think you would have seen this in one of the episodes, the black-headed python episodes we did. But you can see what's happening through the line breeding. It's just getting better and better with each generation. Now something like this would go with that striped female that we showed you earlier, the striped gold Ocellate female. As you can see, there's slight stripes going on as well, so that'll accentuate that pattern. But we've also got some Ocellates that have got no stripes on them whatsoever, so it's good to have the best of both worlds. And this is a little male here. He's not as bright as some of the other Ocellates, but he's still a very pretty little snake. Ocellate all the way around. It's coming up on the spine there as well. So this sort of animal will be paired to something that has no stripe whatsoever to try and separate those genes a bit and try and accentuate just purely on the Ocellates. We have a little red one here actually. Might drag that out into a bit of a light there. This is a little red female. The best way to see a red is to put an Ocellate with it. Not an Ocellate, sorry, an Axanthic. Now this Axanthic was bred by, who bred this one?
Michael Austin. Mick
Austin, that's right. So gorgeous little Axanthic. Just accentuates that red nicely, you know. This girl, when she sheds, she's vibrant red, pretty animal. So we've got a male to pair with her actually. So she's only young now, obviously, still a hatchling. So in a few years, that'll take that project further and further. We haven't really worked on the reds that much over the years, but may as well, you know. We'll put this little one back, guys. And I'm going to finish with a few tips on breeding. Okay, breeding tips. Now, I won't go too much into breeding in this episode because I'll be talking forever. Black-headed pythons, you can lose your mind on how many different methods you can use to get them to breed. Essentially, it's all about pumping the animal up and getting them going. But one of the best things for these animals is to induce stimulation to mate, which is combat. Now, I'll drag a male out of this one here. This is a little Ocellate boy. We're using it with this model female because she's actually the mother of this boy here. Shredded paper, the only problem is it goes everywhere. Anyway. Now, this is the combat male. So we'll introduce this combat male into the enclosure of the female you want to stimulate. Now, her tail's wagging already, so that's a good sign. We'll put him here. Now, when you combat it does get fairly, violent's not the wrong word, but they do get fairly excited. So I like to take the hide out. It's just something for them to pin themselves up against. And if I can avoid a bite, sorry for my hand here guys, I'll take this water bowl out of here. Now what will happen is, this boy will go across and sense this other male's in his enclosure, and the instinct is to get that male away from his female. So he'll go and they'll combat. Combat is a dominance issue, placing their head on top of the other animal to try and pin them down to display dominance, scare them away from the animal, and as it will be. Now they'll stir up in a minute, but while they're going, another tip is if you don't have excess boys to be able to use for combat, you can use a shed skin. Now this is from an adult male that shed a few days ago, so the scent is still fairly strong on this. So we introduce this in, put this in my pocket, lift the hide. For this instance you don't have to take the hide or anything away because there's not going to be anything too drastic. But just put the male in there, the male's shed skin in there, and that male will smell it and instinctively want to get that other male that he can't find out of the area. So, put him away. As you can see, these guys are starting already. This one's upset, there's another male in there. They'll start pinning and pressing each other against the side of the cages. It does get fairly vicious, so best off just to leave him in for a few minutes, just to get that stimulation going. The female will start instinctively wagging her tail, and exception, you can see that actually if we can pan in there. You see some tail wagging from the boys there. This little girl down here, she's got a little tail wagging. There we go. Little wow. But everything seems to be going nicely. I better get these guys under control. So that's the only tips I've got for the moment. Hopefully they help you out. And I'll get these guys under control before it gets out of control. And I'll see you guys again in the next episode.
Yeah, that was good, Dan. You should be proud, man. You got some real pretty animals here. Just kidding. How cool was that? As always, feel free to leave a comment down below, and thanks for watching, guys.